This Road to Prosperity video is sponsored by Vandergraaf. Visit vandergraaf.com to learn more about how their advanced drum motor technology reduces maintenance costs while delivering reliability and longevity for belt conveyors operating in the harshest of environments.
Inflation is something that opens a huge opportunity for us, because what we see in the industry is that the conversations are around, have you increased your prices enough to cover your costs? Obviously, inflation is running record numbers. Globally, it's not just in the US. But what we find is that the mindset of the agri industry isn't a leader, it's very much a follower. So it's saying, oh, did I cover my costs here? Rather than saying, here's an opportunity to go out and increase my pricing and make that stick in the marketplace. The interesting thing will be when the inflationary pressures come off, what's the agri industry going to do with pricing and profitability and margins and all those great things?
I don't think that we've reached the peak of the inflationary mountain. Last year's double-digit highs, I don't foresee us having or seeing again this year. But I think we're going to see again 7 and 8.5%. And what that ultimately means for this industry is labor rates are going to continue to increase, fuel prices are going to continue to increase. So how do we get inventive? Instead of focusing on just increasing the labor rate, how do we find other areas to incentivize our employees? Is it equity opportunities? Is it profit sharing? Is it growth? Is it adopting new technology that allows them to broaden their own horizons? There has to be ways other than simply, here's an extra couple dollars a month or a couple extra dollars per hour in your labor rate, because that ultimately is just going to continue to climb.
Yeah, inflation for us has been a real challenge from a price standpoint. I used the term fast, firm, and fair before with respect to our pricing. And I think that still holds true. We're still seeing some effects of inflation, although the rate of inflation, the rate of increase of inflation is slowing a little bit, so that's a good thing. We're seeing some of that in the cost of our raw materials. So we're just trying to manage it. Kind of a lot like last year. It's like, well, you are effectively still in this reactionary position from a pricing standpoint because your costs are still not climbing at a rate that is comfortable, so to speak.
For us, the challenge is to keep up with the rapid increases in costs. We've been behind the curve initially, and now we feel like we're just starting to catch up on the cost impacts.
With inflation, the big ones for us that we see are fuel and labor costs. Unfortunately, we lighten that load across our sales prices. We've increased sales prices somewhat degree, but on the flip side, internally, it's made us get more efficient and effective. We've looked at areas where our costs have gone up the most significantly, and then analyzed our processes and procedures and tried to just tighten things up internally to mitigate those costs.
Thank you to Vandergraaf for sponsoring this Road to Prosperity video. To learn more about how their advanced drum motor technology reduces maintenance costs while delivering reliability and longevity for belt conveyors operating in the harshest of environments, visit vandergraaf.com.